A mother is due to give birth to her baby. She will need a sanitary clinic with electricity, running water, medicine, and a doctor. But where she lives, it's not a guarantee. What she doesn't know is that she is entitled to more from her government. She only needs to be empowered to demand for what's hers. This involves informing the mother and her community what services they are entitled to and facilitating the dialogue between the mother and her health workers. Together, they can find ways to make service more accessible and appropriate with limited resources. It is upon this background that Center for Health, Human Rights and Development and Partners in Community Transformation implemented a 2.5-year action in the district of Koboko and Maracha under the Development Initiative for Northern Uganda, DINU, with support from the European Union through the Office of the Prime Minister.
We have approximately 16 partners implementing the DINU program, part of whom is Office of the Prime Minister. We as Office of the Prime Minister have a dual mandate under the DINU program. On the one hand, we implement part of the DINU program, and on the other hand, we are tasked with oversight and coordination of the 16 partners under the DINU program. These 16 partners are implementing actions across 3 specific sectors. We have food security, nutrition and livelihoods, we have infrastructure, and we have good governance. CEHAD, as our partner, is implementing actions under the good governance sector. Their role covers 3 specific areas of focus. We have the community, where CEHAD is empowering communities to be actively involved in service delivery by holding their local leaders accountable. We also have a component where CEHAD empowers local leaders to be accountable to the communities that they serve. We also have a component where CEHAD provides tools to community-based organizations as well as CSOs to help them move with the communities which they serve in order for them to be actively involved in service delivery.
CEHAD, together with PICOT, have played an integral part towards supporting Government of Uganda efforts in providing legal empowerment and social accountability assistance, including overseeing the overall function of providing basic information to the community.
We have implemented the legal empowerment, which means that we have capacitated communities on their rights based on the country's laws and policies. We have also capacitated communities on the different ways through which they can participate in governance processes. We have elaborated their roles and responsibilities, but we have also equally capacitated the government officials in local government on their roles and responsibilities and why it's important for communities to participate in the governance processes. We have used community barazas, we have used district health assemblies, we have used the local radio in Koboko and Maracha to mobilize communities and create awareness on their roles and responsibilities in healthcare service delivery, but as well as how they can work with duty bearers and make them accountable to improving service delivery in the district.
This project has bridged the gap between the community, the duty bearers, and civil society. As civil society, we also had not taken keen interest to look at issues of service delivery, to monitor. But then when we brought on board a number of civil society in the region, they were given, of course, training on advocacy. They were given trainings on how they can strengthen their systems, and we have seen improvement. They're able to monitor the programs and report to the offices of the CDO and even the COW. We've received the reports that they have been able to really give a feedback about what is happening. And all this, we really say, is a result of this engagement within the project.
The legal empowerment and social accountability intervention has registered great improvement towards improving community participation and involvement in governance at the lower government planning process in the 2 districts of Koboko and Maracha.
For the last few years, we've been doing the work with them in partnership. Indeed, they have come at the right time to support us in areas where things were a bit hard for the government to intervene. resources that the district has couldn't allow it to do a number of things, but the intervention of the partners has come in handy to help us. And I want to say that it has been a blessing to us to have a SEHAD, because the interventions were in a number of areas, in a number of also sub-counties, and we're able to see the results in the areas of governance and accountability. The local person is able to ask questions and demand for services where he or she feels things are not done the way expected of the government.
We've been involving the community in order to know what is available for them and how they can demand for their resources. And this has been one through the issue of the planning cycle, taking them through this planning cycle, what is there, when are they supposed to participate, and when does it end. And then the stakeholders like the CBOs, CSOs in the community, how they can also feature in the planning process, so that they can also contribute towards the development of the area. Is that people are also now, because we have been organizing dialogue meetings, barazas, together with our partners, and more people are now coming to ask questions from the leaders, what is happening where. And now the people are able to give them feedback that this is because of A, B, C, D, and this can be done in this. The schedules are given to the people so that they are aware now. They keep track of what is going to happen when. And in case of anything, the leaders are taken to task to explain why certain decisions are taken. And I think this is very important for our country and for Koboko district as a whole. And we shall continue to work towards achieving all this. Recently, I took through the CBOs and CSOs through the planning processes also. So they are also now aware of how government works.
Whereas the implementation of the action was stalled by unexpected events like the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic and the election period, the activities implemented so far have registered quick wins.
We've been able to achieve a few results in the last 2 years. We see already very improved community participation for planning and budgeting processes. That usually starts from the village level with village committee meetings, usually in August. We see already improved community participation. And we also registered a responsive leadership from the local leaders, that when communities meet during dialogues and issues are raised, the local leaders are able to respond. And we've seen this through the district barazas that we've had at the end of the year to present these issues at the district level. And we're happy to report that the leaders have been able to respond to some of these issues. We see improvement on the road network in some of the sub-counties we are working in. There was also another health center that was, the catchment area was quite big, and it has also been uplifted to a health center 3. We also see a new police post that has been put up in one of the sub-counties, specifically in Olufe, where there was a lot of insecurity. This was raised during one of the dialogues, and we presented this to the district leadership during the baraza. And there is as we speak today, there is a new police post that has been opened.
We have achieved a lot. We have really achieved. If you can remember, there was a meeting we had with the community members at the sub-county headquarters, where we were asked, whenever they needed the service of the community development officer, they don't get here in the office. What was her reply? That there was no office. So because of that question, the community members asked, we had to create the office for her. Now she's in the office, and there was a complaint of too much animal theft in the sub-county. It is because of no police. So when you were coming, you saw the OC outside there. We had created office for the police, and our DC has given for us 4 policemen. We now have. These are all because of the questions they asked. Because of LESA. If it was not because of LESA, people could not come to the headquarters to bargain or to ask questions about service delivery. LESA has done a lot in Olufe sub-county.
The sub-county has been 10 years without the police. Within this short period where the police is available, the public is aware of how to prevent crime, and the crime rate has lowered a bit. On arrival here, what I did was to have joined security sensitization meeting with all the 3 parishes. We have sensitized the public how to go about crime prevention, and then what role police plays, and police plays the role with who, and the community is aware that police cannot work alone. We work hand in hand with them in preventing crime.
In Oleba sub-county in Maracha district, LESA empowered community members, and they were able to raise an issue of a maternal health rights violation.
And as a result of that empowerment and capacitation for communities, we have seen in Oleba sub-county in Maracha, we have seen that communities have come up to hold duty bearers accountable when there was a human rights violation on which is a maternal health case, where a woman that was in labor was sent more than 10 kilometers to the next hospital to deliver, and she was not able to make it. So communities came up to hold duty bearers accountable, and as a result, the health center, which was responsible for this, including the midwife, had to face disciplinary action. So for me, that's an indication that communities are now empowered to demand and to ask for improved service delivery.
We have been having dialogues which we are organized by SEHAD, and we had a number of them. And in these dialogues, there were issues which came in and which we managed to handle. For example, in this facility, there was a saga. Something happened to one of my midwives when I was away for my annual leave, and what I got was that a mother was admitted here and was under monitoring. Labor was not progressing, and then these people requested for a referral. So they had to refer this mother. But unfortunately, on her way, just at the gate, she delivered, and the community were hot on this midwife. And when I came back, I and the sub-county chief had to summon her, and then we wrote a letter to her, and eventually also communicated to the district. The district also communicated to her. I also met her personally, but eventually we solved that issue, and later on she was now transferred because she had now that bad image with the community.
Since its inception in January 2020, SEHAD and PICOT have carried out various activities in the district, which include an inception, baseline study, assessment and training for community health advocates, radio talk shows, community dialogues, community radio outreaches in the 6 sub-counties of North Division, Lobule and Kuluba in Koboko district, and Olufe, Tara and Oleba sub-counties in Maracha district in the West Nile region.
As an organization, our capacity has been built in the 3 areas, in M&E, in programming, and in finance. And the one that really has changed a lot is the finance. our internal systems have been really improved. We have been able to report properly, and also in the process of requesting for funds, we've been able to follow the right channel, the right way of doing it. And also the audits that we have had, of course, internal from the SEHAD team, they have been able to identify areas that we need to improve on, and those improvements have been done, and therefore we have now seen that as an organization we have strong systems in place, and we want to thank SEHAD so much and the team for that.
When we were doing this, we talked about SAGE, if I can remember. We talked about SAGE, we talked about Operation Wealth Creation, we talked about Myoga, we talked about a youth livelihood program, about people with disabilities. Yes, so we are tasking the communities, we are tasking the leaders at local level, at sub-county level. Surely it went on very well. The leaders were able to speak, the leaders were able to express themselves, the leaders were able to explain how a government project is supposed to be. And the communities were also able to ask the leaders. And surely when we were doing this, some community, some locals were really green about government projects. And when we were doing this, we were using our local language. So it gave an opportunity for them to express themselves so much.
SEHAD has been training us the community health advocacy in order to do dialogues with the community members. SEHAD itself also have been doing community dialogues with the community members from the cells and even up to the sub-counties to the district. The community dialogues that SEHAD has been doing has really helped us a lot in the Koboko district, more so up to the cell level. Members of the community are in position to get empowerment through SEHAD in order to report their issues concerning the hierarchy that they are supposed to follow. Those days, members were ignorant on how they can report issues concerning the demand of the government facilities. SEHAD has also made the budgeting process from the village or cell level up to the division level to be successful. According to me, as the community health advocacy, with the trainings, the dialogues that we have been having with the community members up to the district level, I'm requesting SEHAD, if possible, to continue with this project so that it will help our members, since they were ignorant and they have seen that the project is really so important and it is helping them so much.
Na gbeda kunyola sana kwa hilo project lo LESA la mapandini ile. Dailo kila karanga konda kilo. Karanga lungu dui, karanga tuko kindo yi utuzi momora ni kuliata mingi kaka ila lobu. Kulia la lobu kula tikinda ya pure. Iko do kulumu de kata. Ya kudeni kulia la kilo konda berikini. Kukulia momora ni do da kudendo utuzi kunga. Lakini tina dena. Ata kukude kulia konda beri wele cell, wele division, wele longwe district. Do de dena ido utuzi kunga. Do de dena ido momora ni nga do kulia so kunga. Do rio jukulia kini piri na ingutulaga modo utuzi na kujuna togole silo panda ku LESA kilo. LESA tikinda ya pure sana ya kubagia ki kodo mbindi kodo. LESA ku continue togo unai ku karanga pandini ku togole kuliatalaga kuluki yukilo sukani atikinda ya yengunda iya kulia ku konda beri iselni ya deni utuzi kunga ngalo tuko kindo yi ngalo directing yi atikinda ya yengunda alobu sana okodona magu LESA ku utuzini ngero kasi kubabagia ku kinga jilaga bajinga kile kutiki kinga jikude kuyangini mukana dengade kinga jila mukana kulde itikinda yote kani ipupure yani bagia kibenika na berona.
As members of the community who have benefited a lot. One, those years We didn't know anything about the budgeting process, budgeting and planning, where the need for our social services and our basic needs. We were not aware. We used not to know about community meetings, which through LESA we were informed. We moved for the meetings. At the cell level, the LC1 chairman also calls us. We sit for our planning meetings as cell, which were forwarded to the ward, and the ward in turn takes them to the division. And then from the division, that is when we also wait feedback from them. Again, in the community, we are able to ask our leaders about what they are supposed to do for us and what we deserve from them, what they also deserve from us. All this has been with the effort of LESA and then PICOT as the partner that has brought in this. Via health issues, it has improved greatly. Those years, any small sickness, we are referred to Arua. Whether from here to up to Arua, it is a long distance. And the cost effective, it really affects us great. But nowadays, in the municipal, at the hospital, when you go, you are attended fairly compared to the previous years. Our leaders nowadays, others would have even lost their positions because they used not to know about LESA. Now, because of LESA came at the right time when politicians were in the process of going for their elections. So some even used the advantage of LESA to gain votes from the voters.
This volunteer work I did with the SEHAD and the PICOT has exposed me to have access to a job at the local government. As I talk now, I'm the sub-county chief of Wajir sub-county. It is this exposure from SEHAD and the PICOT which actually made me to have this chance to be a sub-county chief at Wajir sub-county local government. So I want to appeal to my members and the colleagues who are still in the system with the SEHAD and the PICOT that don't think much about money. Money will not take you far. Though our survival here in this earth is about the money, but the issue of serving community, this LESA project has really done a lot for the community health advocacy. For they organize a lot of trainings, especially on monitoring and supervision, and we had a number of trainings at the district level, even at the Koboko. Our team went to Koboko for training, and our team also went to the district for training. And their training also guided us on how to follow government projects. And we also learned much more about accountability. For instance, on the side of road sector, there was a concern about this road which connects Koboko to Kubala, and this road was bad. But when PICOT and the SEHAD came in, and the community raised their problems, and the issue was taken to the district, this road was maintained. And that was the positive part about this engagement meeting organized by the SEHAD and the PICOT.
SEHAD has helped me a lot to achieve in different areas of planning, budgeting, accountability, community participation. In planning, initially before SEHAD intervention, community members used to have little knowledge about the planning process, but the community dialogues, the community radio programs that have been sponsored by SEHAD has helped us, because as sub-county, we are not really capable to carry out all those number of community dialogues. But with the help of SEHAD, we are able to reach a large number of community members down there. The LESA project has helped us to give feedback to the community easily, and we have also gotten feedback on our work, how we do our work from the community, vis-a-vis the has been some improvement in service delivery. How we wish this could continue, because the community used not to understand the meaning of planning, budgeting. But now, with the project, the support from the project now has given a green light for the community members out there. The community now knows that we at the sub-county are actually implementing their plans that they push to us. They are now aware that the planning process starts right with them down, and they give us their priorities. The project has also helped us that we are able to kind of set, score, give priority to projects that have come right from the grassroots to the sub-county. This project has helped the community to know that whatever we do here comes from them. The project has also helped the community to know about the funds that we receive. Those days, these things of feedback used to be rare, because sometimes you call people for a community meeting thinking you're going to give feedback. The turn-up is very poor. Very few people get the information, and they don't share the information with those who have not come in for the feedback meetings. As such, feedback was just very weak. The link between the sub-county and the community as far as feedback was concerned was kind of faint. But now it's very clear. We all know what we are supposed to be doing. The community knows their role. They know that they are supposed to be in this and that, and their participation has really, really improved. And now there's no more conflict between the sub-county and the stakeholders down and the community members, because they know what is happening.
On our side as management, we have learned very many skills. Those days we were not giving adequate feedback to communities. You know, feedback is two-way, community giving us and we also give. We were not giving a lot about the plans that are made by them, but these days we are giving frequently. Just recently my chairman has been giving State of Council address. That is one way we give feedback to the community. And then two, we have also learned to communicate well with our communities. Those other issues of taking communities negatively is no longer there. We have taken communities as part of us because it is our mandate to work with the communities. So we are able to, through the empowerment from LESA, we are able to learn a lot of skills in dealing with the community. Through the LESA project, we also reached a bigger community in giving feedback, because we got chances to go to radio. We got at least chances to go to radio patches, and people called us, except the time was not enough for people to give all their views. But people appreciated, and I know if this project will continue, people are really going to appreciate and will continue coming. So as a leader in the division, I am saying, please let this project not end. You should give us another chance so that we really empower our communities.
LESA Action has been able to register a great improvement in women's participation in the last 2 years.
When we started, the participation of women was so low. But over the years, we see women participating in these processes, and we also registered a responsive leadership from the local leaders.
LESA ni atazo dia mavu diabo fe impata in fe manere se opo urikoma ko akamu angwazia dusule joda fima direko my dada direct mam subcounty mo joda direct urikokoro so ale bado banki do apa kwa masako so de odale amabe oposu fe manu poma simbara muzo subcounty le ojonjezo ba subcounty rifive ata subcounty chief mauri diko ma ojozi ditia direct. So LESA ma program da femani mpata ma sa accessible koro yon lozo community pini kan ko yon jezo sub-county officer sifiwe a urusiko ma simpara
umshonda waro amani sa admiti nonvele amucho bocho kya muku bakilo muweria te sarse embata manusu LESA volisi baka de jo meeting chi kan community dialogue chirimo baki sarse dia mangire farfedevini sarse ko bamba agubiruki baka de jo wa meeting ne ekido jonje sarse ra kanda odoro jonje nga surisi te sarse mbata yakusu community dialogue dirisi ki sarse jonje ko jonje moke kadata lekito jozuni oko do rusiko ojo da runizo tato village ya parisia subcounty iki unira ase mbata de fede ba pidra wan den la okuduki active participation of an alien iki ase group ki formo usuki abeke oko mari village abeke emego ma farusura pdm dridi kevin group ki formo ase sarse meeting sir ki se ojata de sarse village ma aliati agbari emene dafia maru ra mbata fetirse.
The projected target outcomes, including enhancing communities' capacities to hold duty bearers accountable for improved service delivery, enhancing capacities of duty bearers on their roles and responsibilities in governance for improved service delivery, and building capacity of civil society organizations, community-based organizations to monitor and assess the government's compliance with its obligations to fulfill economic, social, and cultural rights have been achieved.
Also want to thank SEHAD for the support. Apart from financial support, SEHAD has been also providing a lot of technical support to us as a partner, and with their support they have built our capacity. It has enabled us to ably implement this project and achieve it successfully. So the project implementation has been moving on well. We got a lot of support from both the local governments, lower and the district level. In Koboko, we've received a lot of support, and that has enabled us to implement activities with ease. And also the participation of leaders has been tremendous. In most cases, they are present. In Maracha, we have also the support from the leaders and also lower local government sub-county level. We have a lot of activities that we've been engaged in the past 2.5 years. These range from community sensitization meetings on the budgeting process, community dialogue meetings on different issues that are hindering communities from participating in governance, government programs, among others. And then also we engage the CBOs in training and building their capacities to enable them monitor service provision at the different levels of services.
The community raised a number of issues concerning development. One particular question I remember the community asked was, what can they do about the girl child who is being given out? Instead of taking her to school, the men sit down to discuss her marriage. They asked a question about this and said we should help them, because as women, they are not allowed to say anything when it comes to making a decision on a girl going to school or getting married. It keeps them out. I think this also gave me an opportunity as a CDO to talk to the community about the importance of sending the girl child to school and refraining from early marriages and issues of defilement. There was also a question on school dropout. It has been very high in most of our schools, including Walmore Primary School, which is just next to the sub-county. So this was one issue that I felt was pertinent, and one of the issues why children were at home was they were claiming there's no teaching in school. We only had a few teachers in this school, around 8 of them. They were not going to teach. So children would say going to school was a waste of time because they would go, no one enters class. So most of them decided to come back home. When this issue was raised during the meeting, I was able to calm down and share this with the sub-county administration. The sub-county chief took this up and followed it with the district education office, whereby they were able to share. And now, as we talk now, some more teachers have been brought to this school. Recently, we did a mobilization of the community to send children to school. The number has gone to 600. I think this is a very good thing. And this was because we had our dialogue with the community under this program of LESA. I would like to thank this project very much because it has changed my community in very many ways.
The situation like before the LESA project came, one, people were negative on issues of meetings. Through the dialogues, people's eyes were opened that Kumbe, from attending meetings, you can get good information. Those days they don't attend, they will only be, even particularly the youth, they will only be seated there in the trading center doing nothing, maybe chewing their marungi, only doing hooliganism. Women are just abandoned there in the homes. They were not coming out. Even men could not know what to do. They lost the sense of direction. Even from the dialogues, it has even been discovered that the mismanagement, the way children are being mismanaged, is majorly the role of parents, but it was majorly the role of the household head.
I give even thanks to LESA. My village has even the following items. I begin with the primary school I'm having even in my village. Also I'm having even some water problem even become even just easier. Because of LESA, without that sensitization, even I cannot do myself. I can't do. With the LESA now, I've been even doing it. So I gave even thankful to LESA. Also, there are a lot. Even roads. We had even community road which passes through my village, even a community path which joins a home to home.
It is evident that communities have issues and face challenges in their day-to-day activities with a need to be heard and attended to. Opening up avenues for dialogue between leaders and communities they lead should be normalized and held regularly.